योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोतं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। आबाहुपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणं सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम्।
It's good to see you again in this next episode. In today's episode, we would be seeing Bharatwaj Asana 1. Bharatwaj Asana is named after sage Bharatwaj. Bharatwaj Asana is a lateral rotation of the spine, which is one of the preliminary rotations. It offers a good opening for the spine to laterally rotate. It's one of the first rotations to be taught, and as a student progresses, it helps them build the necessary rotation required for upcoming twists. This is a twist with the spine going through a full rotation at the abdomen, at the chest, at the neck and the shoulders. Now we will see Bharatwaj Asana 1. We will now see how to do Bharatwaj Asana. As shown here, the participant is not using any prop or any support whatsoever. Sitting on a free mat, we are showing classical Bharatwaj Asana in the classical prop-free state. We start with Dandasana, where the legs are together, thighs are down, knees are locked and pressed down, calf is spread, shin is pressed down, heels are extended. Pressing the hands down, either cup-shaped palms or palms on the ground, you will have to raise the abdominal wall away from the thigh, rolling the shoulders back, wide collarbones, breast away from the sternum, width should be created, back ribs in, armpit should be mobilized back to front. Again, I will show you, if the armpit is slouching back, it causes a compression of the chest. The armpit should be mobilized back to front. That hooking action, it's called a coiling action, where you're coiling the back ribs to raise the front chest up. These actions are important for any pose. The coiling of the back ribs to raise the front chest up, armpit moving forward should be established in Dandasana. With that, the legs are taken to the left side. Both legs come to the left side. And as the legs are brought to the left side, the heel of the right is the lower foot, and the left foot that comes on the top is the higher foot. It comes on top. The feet or the right foot should not be underneath the buttock. That is something to watch out for. The right heel should be separate away from the outer buttock of the left. You should not sit on the right heel. And the left foot or the left frontal ankle will fit like a puzzle over the right foot's arch. So if this is the arch of the right foot, the left frontal ankle will fit like a puzzle on top of that arch. That fitting should be there. When that happens, in Bharatwaj Asana particularly, the spine has a tendency to fall on the side away from the feet. So the spine is really inclining or falling at a side that is away from the side of the bent legs. You have to catch the spine and anchor it, pressing the left buttock down or pressing the raised buttock down, such that the tilt or the fall of the spine is not allowed. The spine should be such that weight on both buttocks is felt equally. From there, to further establish this, the hands are raised in Urdhva Hastasana. When the hands are raised in Urdhva Hastasana, like Dandasana, you will have to press the thigh down and really shift the spine over the raised left buttock. The spine has to push its weight such that the left buttock is plastered towards the ground. From there, the chest is raised up. Then, the left hand is taken on the outer edge of the right knee and the right hand is brought back behind the buttock, approximately where the hand is in line with the sacrum. There, with the front hand pressing against the knee, the spine must be turned in front. I always have to bring to your attention in a twist that it's not really a twist as in a shift of the spine to a lateral rotation. It is a full-fledged circle. If we think of the rib cage or the entire body, this is a circumferential round. The body has a girth. So you have to think of a steering, like a car steering, and really steer the circumference of the body. It's not partitioned in such a way that one movement is isolated and the other movement is isolated, but pulling the hand, you have to steer the back ribs forward. Again, utilizing the hand, you have to steer the front ribs spreading to the side and coming back. It's important to note that see how the chest moves freely. When it comes to the abdomen, it still hangs a little behind. That is the nature of a rotation itself, that the chest and shoulder are happy to turn, but the abdomen is non-supported by the ribs and so it doesn't really take a turn as much. And therefore, while turning, the practitioner must think of turning the abdomen, which is usually restricted. Turning the abdomen, the chest should turn. The chest should not leave the abdomen and race into a turn. So you have to turn the abdomen, turn the chest, turn the shoulder. Turn the abdomen, turn the chest, turn the shoulder. While doing that, the left buttock must not fly up, pushing the left buttock down, bringing the spine over the left buttock. You will have to rotate the spine laterally. As the spine rotates, the left shoulder must further turn and therefore the hand must be brought back and the turn must further happen. This is the progress in Bharatwaj Asana, where first the hand is kept around the knee, palm facing the knee, and then the spine is clearly rotated forward. Every time you turn, you have to take a moment to lift the chest and turn. Never turn when the spine is compressed. That will jam the abdominal as well as the organic content of the body. Every time you turn, you have to raise the chest up, give liberal freedom, give liberal space to the insides of the body, and then turn. This is the first phase of Bharatwaj Asana. After finishing, the practitioner releases the hand, comes back to the center, releases the leg in Dandasana. Because the knee was bent, in Dandasana, you will have to go exploring the extension of the leg itself, pressing the thigh down, pressing the shin down, locking the kneecap, and then absorbing the knee towards the back of the knee. You will have to use this position to extend your legs once again. And then you will have to progress to the other side in Bharatwaj Asana. Now we will show you the phase 2 of Bharatwaj Asana. Once again, starting from Dandasana, the legs are taken to the left side. When the legs are taken to the left side, it is such that the right foot is the underneath foot, the foot at the bottom, where the left foot is placed on top in such a way that the arch of the right foot holds the frontal metatarsal, frontal ankle of the left foot. While that is the case, initially, I've always talked about the squareness of the hip and how the spine falls on one side. You must bring the spine over the left buttock in such a way that the left buttock doesn't lift and doesn't put the pelvis in an asymmetrical position. So the left buttock must be brought down. From there, you go to Bharatwaj Asana, gripping the thigh down, raising the chest up. You can do it from Urdhvasthasana as we showed before, or you can proceed directly where you take the arm, put it around the knee and start turning. In yoga, the concept of spiral movement is very important. So here you have to face, make sure it's a faced action where the abdomen is turning, followed by the turn of the waist, chest, shoulder and head. This position was what was shown. The second position, you have to turn your palm in such a way that the back of the palm is against the outer edge of the knee. The fingers turn inward towards the knee and the back of the palm, wrist stays locked against the outer knee. Here, pushing the back of the palm, sensitizing the back of the palm, toning the back of the palm, metacarpals, carpals, you will have to turn in such a way that you are bringing the armpits forward. The side breast must come forward. The abdomen must rotate forward. And then widening the right shoulder, you have to swing the right arm behind into phase 3, where the right arm attempts to hold the left elbow. To do this, it's okay to bend the left elbow a little bit. Come with the body forward, yield to a hold, gripping the hold, straightening the arm. As you straighten the arm, the practitioner will know that it goes into a deeper rotation. So once you've bent and gripped, then you have to straighten the arm and allow the spine to rotate as if it rotates over the forearm of the right side. Then the back ribs must be sucked in, spine should be raised, and this is the third or final position of Bharatwaj Asana 1. Releasing the arm and straightening the legs in Dandasana, you will then give the legs the necessary extension, keeping the spine tall. In this next segment, we will show Bharatwaj Asana done with the support of props. This is one instance which showcases the legendary vision of Shri B.K.S.Iyengar, how props can be used to genuinely assist a practitioner in furthering their practice as well as heal from several ailments. Before that, I would like to clarify the leg position for Bharatwaj Asana. To show you a step-by-step procedure, I will break it down now, where the practitioner sits in Dandasana and the first, that is the frontal right leg, is bent halfway like a bridge. Then the left leg is inserted through the right leg and taken outside. Here is where I'd like you to see that the practitioner is not sitting on the buttock. The practitioner is not sitting on the heel. Rather, the heel is outside and the buttock is placed on the ground. You must not get the heel to a position where you're sitting on the heel. This is a wrong position. You must make sure that the heel is outside and then the buttock is placed on the ground. This is an important action to note. After doing that, the right leg is bent, placed on top of the left leg in a way that the frontal ankle and metatarsal comes over the arch. There, because the arch is concave and the frontal ankle is convex, it fits like a puzzle. That fitting must be noted. Here I would like you to see that when a practitioner sits in this pose, as you can see, there is a skewed pelvis, longer left spine, shorter right spine, and this happens not because of the spine but because of the tilt of the pelvis or buttock. The side of the buttock that is away from the bent leg gathers weight, gravitates, and the side that is on the side of the bent leg lifts up without any contact of the ground on the ground. Because of this asymmetry, the spine tends to be thrown where the weight hangs on one side and the other side comes flying up. This asymmetry develops an incorrect practice. We will see how the usage of props in a very simple manner addresses this asymmetry. Using a simple blanket in a way that the sinking buttock is raised with the help of a blanket, as you can see, puts the buttock into a parallel position. Now you see both sides of the pelvis are in one line, both buttock are in one line to start with, due to which the spine doesn't fall on one side, the spine remains centralized. Now still, though the buttock is in one plane, the tendency is still to put the weight on this side, and therefore using this prop support, the practitioner has to hammer weight into this buttock, into the raised buttock. The advantage here is you start at a plane of equality, of symmetry. You don't start with an asymmetrical position. This gives the spine the necessary medial distribution. Using this prop support on the side of this falling buttock, you then proceed to Bharatwaj Asana. Taking the hand in front and the other hand at the back. Now, this is the first prop support where the hand goes around the knee, the other hand comes at the back. Remember, we said in a twist, it's important that every time you twist, the spine has to be raised up. So, as you rotate the waistline and abdomen, you have to create a lift. As you come up and rotate the floating rib, you have to create a rib. As you come to the chest, you have to create a lift. Every time you go through a rotation, you have to make sure you're rotating in space, in height with an extension. To promote this extension, you may use a brick for the hand that is at the back, so that pressing the block, holding the block, you may lift the spine tall. As you can see, there's a response, pressing the block, lift the spine tall, and with that height you have to steer a rotation going through the rotation circumferentially. So we saw two prop usages, one a blanket to create symmetry of the pelvis, another a brick with the fingers wrapped around to create height for the spine. In the next segment, we will show you how Bharatwaj Asana can be done on a chair. Using the chair for Bharatwaj Asana shows what a true visionary Shri B.K.S.Iyengar was. This offers several solutions to many obstacles in the practice of Bharatwaj Asana. Upon sitting, like every seating pose, the buttock must be released away from the sacrum and at the back. The buttock, can you show, must be released away from the sacrum and pulled at the back, away from the sacrum and pulled at the back, so that the seated buttock is sharp and not heavy or dead. With that, a brick is placed between the heels so that that width offered by the brick offers a certain space in the abdomen, which upon rotation is free enough to rotate. So the brick again offers freedom for the abdomen to move, as well as liberty in raising and furthering a rotation. On the chair, the practitioner then holds the frame or the backrest of the chair. The frame is held to the side, and gripping the hands, it should be such that the grip of the arms on the chair itself comes from the back ribs, as in you're not holding the chair and sinking the back ribs. The hold itself must come from the back ribs. So gripping your palms around the backrest of the chair such that the back ribs feed the energy for the grip, the practitioner should raise the chest, spread the chest wide and spread the collarbones. From here, you might go to Urdhva Hastasana. When you go to Urdhva Hastasana, the arms are lifted, the sides of the body become tall. You have to press the sharp edge of the buttock bone. Remember, the sharp edge of the buttock bone is on the side of the thigh, not on the side of the tailbone. Pressing the sharp edge of the buttock bone, the side body is then raised. Then the hand is dropped in such a way that the right hand goes across the backrest of the chair and holds the backrest of the chair. The forearm is on the outer side of the back edge of the chair, and the left arm comes down in line with the sacrum and tailbone. As you can see, because we are sitting on a chair, the buttock is not tilted, it is evenly placed. So the start itself is a start of equality. There is no asymmetry in the pelvis. Keeping the buttocks evenly placed, still here coming slightly towards the back because the back buttock has a tendency to lift during rotation. You have to press the back buttock down, holding the hand on either edges. You have to nicely rotate into a turn. The front hand will always assist in pulling the back ribs forward, and the hand that is back will rotate in spreading the abdomen, spreading the chest, and then pulling the frontal ribs backward. Every time you turn, you have to halt, pull the back ribs in, raise the chest up. Remember, in a rotation, you always have to raise and rotate. In this manner, you can continue to proceed with the hand pulling the ribs forward and with the hand pulling the ribs, frontal ribs side and backward, until you're in a position to be able to take your arm and hold the backrest of the chair. This is similar to this hold that was demonstrated in stage 3 of Bharatwaj Asana 1, and this chair frame provides that action also, where the wrist, forearm, shoulder gets that additional mobility to be able to hold and turn, hold and lift on a platform that is symmetrical. And therefore, chair Bharatwaj Asana is one of the situations or prop usages which is truly revolutionary, where the pose can benefit in several ways. Coming back into the front position, as we mentioned, in chair Bharatwaj Asana, there are these problems that are countered. The asymmetry of the buttock is resolved. The buttock goes on one plane. Because you have an anchorage of the chair's backrest as well as the seat of the chair, there is a grip upon which you can heighten the rotation. You can rotate until the point where the outer side of the body is able to come in line with the outer thigh on the opposite side as required for Bharatwaj Asana. And more than anything, for people where their knees or hips are affected, where they can't sit down on the ground to perform Bharatwaj Asana, the same effect can be delivered by using the chair as a prop to perform the asana. We now saw classical Bharatwaj Asana and prop assisted versions of Bharatwaj Asana. In the prop assisted versions, we used a blanket rolled under the buttock, we used a brick, and we used a chair. This is a pivotal juncture for me to mention how props can be intelligently used. Props should not be used just because they are available. Props should be used based on the need. For example, if a person is not able to sit down, then we use the chair to deliver the same benefits of Bharatwaj Asana. If a person, for example, experiences a spinal tilt, then we use a support under the buttock, such as a blanket, to make sure that that asymmetry is removed. In this manner, props have a definite benefit or a definite use, and that should be kept in mind while using props. As far as the benefits of Bharatwaj Asana is concerned, there are several. Bharatwaj Asana is one of those principal poses, basic or foremost rotations that is commonly and frequently practiced. It is beneficial for the entire length of the spine, including the chest and abdomen. It is used at various junctures of the spine to help with shoulder problems, to help with the dorsal issues, to help with lumbar issues such as disc herniation, disc prolapse, spondylosis, disc desiccation, etc. In this manner, it's a liberally used principal pose. Also, as far as the hip is concerned, conditions that are degenerative such as osteoarthritis, rheumatism are also helped. Additionally, shoulder problems through the entwining procedure, the shoulder problems such as frozen shoulder, mobility issues with the shoulder are also effectively addressed. Hence, Bharatwaj Asana is one of those total poses that must be frequently and regularly practiced. How a pose can be done to assist a specific condition varies every time. A pose is specifically arranged, specifically done so that relief to that area happens, for which the prop arrangements and the approach to the pose itself varies depending on the person and their practice. In the upcoming episode, we will see more twists. In the meantime, Happy practicing.